They can help you by clicking their banner ad at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson from Advanced Title. Whether selling your home on your own or through your local realtor, please give us a call at 824-8007 for all your title work needs.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station, and it's sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Cam. Man, what a morning it has been here, because in this third segment, we actually had a different guest who was going to come on compared to the one whom you're about to hear from, but then that guest canceled. And actually, in our previous interview, we were talking about the Taylorville 4th of July plans, the parade, the fireworks show. There was one topic we actually did not get to with the short amount of time we had. I say short, and 17 minutes can for some feel like a long time. And one of the guests in that interview, Amy Hagan, who wears many hats, in part that of Ward 2 Alderwoman, has actually opted to stay on and talk about that other topic in this time slot. So, Amy, really grateful that you were able to spend time and talk a little bit about the upcoming reading of the Declaration of Independence that is going to happen on July 8th. And it's a part of the plans this year for, around the 4th of July, like I said, happening on the 8th of July. Tell our listeners about some of the details of this reading in case they want to attend.
Well, first of all, Reed, as always, pleasure to be with you this morning.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I'm actually getting the word out regarding the July 8th event. As you mentioned, it is July 8th at 5 p.m. People coming home from work, hopefully they can get out a little bit early and visit with us on the courthouse square. We did get special permission approved last week from the Christian County Board to have the event on the courthouse lawn. And basically, it's to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the day upon which the public at that point in time in 1776 would have heard the reading of the Declaration for the first time. So apparently, and I've been working with Judge Ron Spears on this because he's a bit of a historian just in general. And he was the first call that I made when I found out about this event. I said, Judge Spears, would you please take part in this with me and see this thing to fruition for our community? He thought it was a great idea. And he's actually going to be there that day making some preliminary remarks before we start with this public reading. But he said, not even in 1776, the reading of the Declaration was not without its controversy. There were some people back in that day that were still loyalists to Britain at the time. And, even when the first people heard our freedom document, there were some people that weren't in favor of it, I guess, even back then. So he's going to tell a little bit of that history, but I think it's really important. Apparently, it takes about 15 minutes to read the Declaration from start to finish. And this will be a simultaneous reading. So there's not going to be sit in the audience and listen to specific people read their part, but rather we will all be reading it together.
Okay, so it's like a church or temple congregation. So it's everyone is reading essentially the entire text together.
That's exactly right.
Okay,
yeah.
I think that's going to take longer than 15 minutes, but, but
that's apparently someone who's taken the watch to it says that it's a 15-minute read. So anyway, it'll be interesting. I actually reached out to the Illinois Humanities. This event is being promoted through the Illinois Humanities, the Illinois 250 organization. But interestingly enough, it's the Illinois 250. There's actually every state in the union has their own 250 commission, and Hawaii has a 250 commission, the state of Hawaii, and this was their idea. So they call it the sharing of the spirit of America, and they're encouraging Americans in all 50 states, all 5 territories, the District of Columbia, minor outlying islands of the United States, all of us at that day, at that hour, will all be reading it at the same time, those communities that choose to participate in it. And I've been out on the Illinois 250 website to see what other communities are taking part in it. And there's a map out there. And I was very pleased to put the pinpoint for Taylorville because there's just not a lot of communities in the state of Illinois that are doing it. I found one, it was up north in Rockford. They're going to take part in it, but I haven't found any other community downstate that's doing this declaration. Not to take from anybody that may be planning to do it, but we got our pinpoint on the map. So there may be others from other parts of the state who come in to take part in this with us that day at that time.
Yeah, no, that's going to be special to be able to put the pin in for Taylorville, Illinois, a town that, or a city that probably not a lot of people outside of Illinois have heard of. So that's great. And you said the folks in Hawaii are the ones who are trying to organize this simultaneous.
Yeah, they kind of dreamed up the idea originally, but how I found out about it is I attended the Illinois Municipal League conference as an alderman. I was able to take part in that, and one of the vendors there that day was someone from the Illinois Humanities. And I sought them out, and I wanted to know more about the Illinois 250 commission and the activities that were planned in the state of Illinois, and to see how Taylorville could take part in it. And, we are taking part in it. For example, I don't know how many people in the city know that a resolution was adopted by the city of Taylorville, by Mayor Berry, that we are a community in support of Illinois America 250 commemoration. And Mayor Berry signed that resolution a few weeks back. And so that really, established us as a community that says, hey, we pledge our support to be a part of Illinois 250 activities. And we're a community that's proud to be an American town.
Exactly, plain and simple. So that resolution, like, what role did that play in, like, the Declaration of Independence plans and everything else that's going on around the 4th of July?
Well, really, and thank you for the question. I mean, basically, the resolution said that we will commemorate the 250th anniversary on July 4th. That marks a historic milestone in the nation's history. Recognizes that July 4th was when the Second Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence that asserted the American colonies' freedom from British rule. And then that there is a U.S. semi-quincentennial commission known as America 250 that was established by Congress in 2016 to orchestrate the 250th anniversary of the signing. And that we are, encouraging the Illinois America 250 Commission encourages communities, libraries, schools, local governments to develop inclusive commemoration that reflects on Illinois' role in the nation's history and development of our country. So anyway, it kind of brings it all sort of full circle, as it were. But how can you not take part in this year's 4th of July activities? And this event on July 8th is just kind of an additional sort of addendum to the celebrations of July 4th, a little midweek break, as it were. It'll be on a Wednesday evening at 5:00. And, it's an event that's open to every person. You don't need to reserve a spot or anything like that. We're going to have a sound system. Fortunately enough, Neil Hohenstein was willing to offer up a sound system for that afternoon's event. If you need a chair, you better bring a chair. We're hoping for good weather, of course. But yeah, probably from start to finish, I'm thinking the whole event will last no longer than half hour. But yeah, we want folks to show out for it. I've extended invitations to the VFW, the American Legion, Daughters of American Revolution, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, wanting to make sure that those clubs and organizations know this event is happening, and we'd love them to come and take part in it.
Yeah, and you highlighted as well kind of how this connects to Illinois' role in the country's history, and certainly Illinois has its role for sure. Through I'm sure much beyond just Abraham Lincoln and his origination in Springfield and in central Illinois. So exciting stuff. And I'm talking right now with Amy Hagan, who is involved in organizing the Declaration of Independence reading in Taylorville, Illinois, as part of the national effort that's going on all across the country and all of that. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more, I'm sure, about the Declaration of Independence reading again happening on July 8th. We'll talk right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Two-sided trade with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. July corn down 4.13 1/4. September corn down 4.21 1/4. December corn 4.40 3/4, down 3 1/4. July beans up a penny, 11.23 3/4. August beans up 1.5, 11.29 3/4. November beans 11.43 3/4, up a penny. July Chicago wheat down 6 1/4, 5.99 1/2. July KC wheat is down 6 1/2, 6.37 1/2. July bean meal $300.50, down 80 cents. July bean oil up $1.06, 70.75. Livestock trade August feeders 371.25, up 465. June live cattle up 220, 257 even. July lean hogs 94.55, down 47 cents. Energy market August Brent crude oil 77.89, down 266.
Get ready for the Hart Media Group Summer Scramble. Join us on June 26th for a day of fun on the course. Don't wait, spots are limited. Register your team today at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors, especially Shelby Fiber, connecting you faster. We'll see you there.
Orthopedics is what we do. We fix broken bones, repair and replace joints, help people improve mobility and relieve pain. Getting back to your everyday activities is all you really want. Sarah Bush Lincoln has some of the most highly skilled orthopedic and hand surgeons in the country, and they want to help you get back to the things you love. Learn more at sarahbush.org. Sarah Bush Lincoln, trusted, compassionate care.
Get ready for the Hart Media Group Summer Scramble. Join us on June 26th for a day of fun on the course. Don't wait, spots are limited. Register your team today at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors, especially Kaufman Realty and Auctions in Taylorville, Matt Corso Realtor, Auctioneer, and Jeremy Pyatt Realtor and Auctioneer. We'll see you there.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, life feels lighter. With helping hands always nearby and activities that bring people together, every day offers comfort and connection. From shared meals to shared moments, it's a place that feels like family. Discover the joy waiting at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
We're back on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station, and the show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I'm here with Amy Hagan, an alderman with the Taylorville City Council, who is involved in the Declaration of Independence reading that is going to happen on the 8th day of July at right in front of the Taylorville courthouse, or the Christian County courthouse, and that starts at 5:00.
It absolutely does.
Yeah,
yes.
and so we were talking earlier. So this is part of a national effort. Apparently, all of these readings are happening at the same time. So does that mean then on the East Coast that would be at 6:00 their time, and then 4:00 in the Mountain time zone?
Yes,
Yep. Okay.
yes, it's 5 o'clock here.
Yep, 5 o'clock here.
p.m.
Okay.
Central Time.
All right.
Yes.
So all of those kicking off simultaneously, if you know what I mean. So, and something else I want to remind listeners about if they missed it earlier. So this is not they're not just going to be there, standing and listening to people talk and applauding when someone is done talking, right? You're saying they're going to be reading the declaration like at the same time as it's being read by whomever's leading it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
It's a simultaneous reading.
Yeah.
So I've got multiple copies. I mean, we're talking 100+ copies of the Declaration of Independence made and then or ordered, I guess I should say. And for those in attendance, we'll give them out as hopefully as many people that'll be there will get their own copy, and then we're going to read it, all of us together from start to finish. It takes about 15 minutes, I've been told, although you question that. You think it might actually take a little bit longer than that, but supposedly it's to take 15 minutes.
Well, I think it's longer only if you're having people read it together like a congregation. So that's my prediction. We'll have to time it out. Let's see how it goes. So now I saw it just in front of us. You're holding a little booklet with the declaration. So are people going to get the booklet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. No, I've got these ordered through the Illinois Humanities and waiting on them to come any day. And then I do have a backstop in the event that, we don't have enough copies. Well, we got another plan in mind. So.
Okay. All right. So you've got that plan there for the Declaration of Independence reading. Now, I know this is obviously a part of, or around the 4th of July, the 250th anniversary of the United States' independence. There are some shirts available, some special shirts for the occasion that people might be interested in. I know you talked about that in the previous time slot, and I'll let you talk about it again for those who missed that one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We've got these America 250 Illinois T-shirts, kind enough to have ABC Supply mock this design up. I think it's actually fantastic. It's very striking. And then on the back is the motto that most people recognize from Chamber of Commerce in small town Taylorville: the shop, dine, play, stay. Taylorville, a great place to live. We all know that that's true. And then added the word invest at the end of our motto there. We want people to invest in the community, whether they're investing their dollars or they're investing their time or their talent. But yeah, investing is how we make Taylorville a stronger community for sure. But these T-shirts, they are $20. If anybody wants one, we do have limited sizes available at this point, but we're trying to sell out before the 4th of July, as you can imagine. Makes the decision easy as far as what you might wear that day to the parade and whatnot if you have one of these wonderful shirts. But they're $20. You can make your request known at the clerk's office, and we'll make sure and let you know what sizes we have available. But you might ask what happens to the funds on that. Well, anything over our cost for these T-shirts is going to what I'm calling the perpetual city fireworks fund. The city of Taylorville actually created accounting, general ledger, and all the funds that are raised for fireworks are earmarked and designated. So that way we can start next year at something other than a zero balance, trying to raise money for next year's fireworks fund. So
yeah, so a lot of purposes for these shirts in terms of knowing what you're going to wear on the 4th of July, helping invest in that future fireworks show, and then you can help empty Amy Hagan's bag that you've got over there. By the way, I actually really like the bag. You've got the U.S. soccer logo on it, so I'm a fan in terms of obviously the soccer part, and then also it's of course quite fitting for what you were talking about in this segment and the previous one.
I think I told you that if you're not excited about the 4th this year, somebody needs to probably check you for a heartbeat.
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Because this is the time to be a proud patriot for sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, that is exciting with really everything you've talked about in this segment and the last one. So one question I want to ask you before we end, we've got about a minute to go. You were talking about the invest part of the slogan right there. Now, the Taylorville 4th of July festivities. I mean, it's a big occasion every year, especially this year. I'm curious what you folks have seen in terms of, kind of the influx of people coming in and, doing business in the local businesses and all of that right around the 4th of July, and kind of what the impact has been. Have you noticed that sort of thing at all?
Well, I think that there's always room for more, certainly. I guess I can't really speak to new investment that has happened as a result of the holiday per se upcoming. But, just in general, a reminder to the community at large, the business community, individuals, youth to senior, all of us, right? It takes everyone who's willing to, give of their time, their talent, and their treasure to this community to make it a great place to live.
And that's what you folks are doing on and around the 4th of July. Amy Hagan, thanks for coming on and staying on, I should say,
thanks,
for another
Reed.
segment.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening as well. You have a great day.
You too.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM